So once again, good morning, all of you. Now, today we are going to discuss on scan conversion circle drawing algorithm. Okay. So yesterday we have learned about what is meant by line drawing algorithm. That is the DDA line drawing algorithm. So digital differential analyzer line drawing algorithm. Now today we are going to start with the circle drawing algorithm. Here now come for how we are going to start here a circle drawing algorithm. So first of all, the equation of the circle. All of you know the equation of the circle is x square plus y square is equal to r square, where r is the radius of the circle. So we can write a simple circle drawing algorithm by solving the equation for y at unit x intervals using, suppose I have said y is equal to plus minus. Okay, so suppose y in the one side, so plus minus that becomes the r square minus x square. So this is the equation we are going to take. So first of all, you have to use the 8-way symmetry. So first thing we are going to notice that what is meant by 8-way symmetry, that I have going to draw one circle over here. So see, so that circle I have divided in first horizontal, vertical, and then diagonal. Okay. So that the circle are going to divide it into 8 parts. So that's why its name become a 8-way symmetry. So how this is, why I am doing these things, the 8-way symmetry, because of this is my first xy value. Suppose I have to put this xy value to this direction. So that is the minus xy over here come. Means whatever may be the value of x. So this time that become a minus x. So because of this in the second quadrant. This is a first quadrant. Same y and x value over here. So here become minus y x. So that is in our second quadrant. So now come for the third quadrant again. Suppose the same points I am going to put in the third quadrant. Same, so that will become minus y minus x. Here again become minus x minus y. Because of I am going to put these 2 points over here. Now then the fourth quadrant again come y minus x, x minus y. Suppose I am going to say, so there is any notepad screen or this is the screen that I have put, that is for the 8-way symmetry, how this is going to happen. Now, so first of all, I am going to draw the circle over here. So see, this is the one circle that I am going to draw. Okay. Now, so that circle here in an 8-way symmetry divide into first what? First vertical, okay, and then go for the horizontal, correct? And then you have to divide into 8 parts. This is the 4 part again, divide into the again 4 parts. So that will become your 8-way symmetry. Okay. So what about the points? Suppose I am going to place any points over here. This is my any point, P point. So P point I am going to place over here. That is my X and Y point. Okay. Now the same point I am going to put in this direction. So that the same point, suppose I am going to put P dash. Okay. So that P dash become my x dash whatever the value. So this become my y value. Okay. Y dash as in my x, and here become my x dash. So that you are going to change. Means suppose here I am going to put any value. Okay. So that the value I am going to put, suppose that is the 20, 10. Okay. And here you have to replace in the second quadrant, that will become minus x minus y. The same value, suppose in the same quadrant, suppose I am going to write. So that time you have to put here. So the same point I am going to write. So here in the down I am going to write that is equal to, suppose 10, 20. Correct? So this is in your this direction. Now, so whatever the value here x, that will become here y. Okay, and here y value here become x. So that I have to replace this value with minus sign because of you are in a second quadrant. So this is the way that you can draw the A2 symmetry. Now why I am drawing this A2 symmetry? So that you have to put any colors over here. Suppose I am going to put that is my red color over here. So this is going to draw first in DDA circle. Okay. In a DDA circle, this quadrant is going to draw first, and that quadrant is going to repeated. That quadrant is going to repeated 8 way. I mean this is the first, second, third, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that is going to cover your entire circle. So this is in your repeated is going to draw, and this is the your complete circle is going to complete. So this is the A2 symmetry. Now see in the PPT that I have already explained here in the PPT. This is the PPT that minus x, y, minus y, x. In the same way, suppose I am going to draw this x, y in the same quadrant. Okay, x, y, and here become a y, x. So this is any point. So that you have to replace in the same with the, suppose the, I am not going to change their sign. So here become x, y, here become y, x. Now, why I need this? Because of this DDA circle is going to draw only this quadrant part. Okay, this is the quadrant part that I have already shown you. This is the only quadrant part is going to draw by using a your DDA algorithm, and that is going to repeat it again. How many times? 8 times. So that's why it become a 8-way symmetry. Now proceed. The next one is what? That the mathematical how we are going to implement a DDA circle algorithm. Now the equation of the circle, so that's the DDA equation become 2x dx plus 2y dy is equal to 0. So how this become? So x square plus y square is equal to r square. So I am going to put here differential. Okay, dy by dx, dy by dx differential equation. So dy by dx in bracket x square plus dy by dx y square is equal to dy by dx r. R is the constant, so that's why it becomes 0. And x square derivative is what? 2x dx plus y square derivative is what? 2y dy, and is equal to r derivative is what? 0. So this equation becomes 2x dx plus 2y dy is equal to 0, where r is the constant. Now that I am going to put, that is the 2 where is the common, so that's I'm going to cut. So that it become x dx plus y dy is equal to 0. Then again I am going to put it in the right hand side, so that will become y dy is equal to minus x dx. Again dy by dx is equal to become minus x by y. So this is the value I have got. This is my equation number 1. Okay, in DDA circle, how I am going to got this equation? What is the equation of the circle? Is x square plus y square is equal to r square. Then I have put the derivative. So by using a derivative, dy by dx x square, that is become 2x dx plus dy by dx y square become 2y dy is equal to r square dy by dx r square, that will become 0 because of the r is the constant. Now that I have put the x dx plus y dy is equal to 0, y dy is equal to minus x dx, and then I am going to put the dy by dx. So dy by dx, so here become y this side, so that become minus x by y. Now from this equation 1, what you can do? We can construct the circle using the increment of x value, because of we need to calculate x increment and y increment. Okay, so x increment become epsilon y. Okay, that is increment y value, and y increment become minus epsilon x. So this is the symbol that I have drawn is for the epsilon. So what is this epsilon? See, epsilon is calculated by using radius. Okay, because of when you are going to draw the circle, you have to follow the what is the radius. Suppose radius is 0, then you cannot going to draw the circle. Only that is going to draw the point. So radius must be greater than 0. Now how this is going to come the equation for epsilon? So 2 raised to power n minus 1 less than is equal to r less than 2 raised to power n. Now I am going to calculate the epsilon. For this I am going to use this equation. R is the radius of circle. Means this is the radius of circle is greater than 0, that much having a 1 value. Suppose I am going to start the 1, that is 2 raised to power n minus 1 means 0 minus 1 less than is equal to R, again less than 2 raised to power 0. So 2 raised to power 0 become 1. Okay, here 1 by 2. So 0.5 less than is equal to R, whatever is the 1 value, less than 1. So this equation must be satisfied, then we can proceed. So how this epsilon? So then epsilon become 2 raised to power minus 1. So first of all, these things you have to put in this R equation. From this R equation, already you know the radius of the circle. Suppose the radius of the circle is any 50. So 50 you have to put over here and increment the n value. Once this condition is satisfied, pick up the n value from this and put this n value over here. So then what is epsilon? Epsilon is equal to 2 raised to power minus n. Suppose the n value is become 5. Okay, n value is become the 5. So what is epsilon value? Epsilon is equal to 2 raised to power minus 5. And 2 raised to power minus 5, you can say that 1 by 32. 1 by 32 this is your epsilon. Now just see one example that I have already calculated. Suppose for the example of R, radius is 50, then n value is 6. But how? See, so I am going to put this n value by incrementing the value by 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I have said, 2 raised to power 1 is 2. Okay. Here suppose the equation is become n value is the 2, suppose first. So 2 minus 1 is what? 1. So 2 raised to power 1, 2 less than is equal to 50. Okay. Less than 2 raised to power 6. Okay. So here suppose I have said this n value is 2. So 2 raised to power 1 less than is equal to R, 2 raised to power 2 means here 2, here 4. So 2 less than is equal to 50 less than 4. Is it true? No. But that you have to increase 1 by 1, and once the n value becomes 6. Okay. So 6 minus 1 less than is equal to 50, 2 raised to power 6. Then what is the value become? 32 less than is equal to 50 less than 64. So this is the condition true. Once this condition true means your n value is true. Once this n value is true, put this n value in your epsilon equation, and then epsilon is going to come like this, 2 raised to power minus 6. So this is the 2 raised to power minus 6. Okay, the 1 by 64, and 0.0156 is my epsilon value. Correct. Once this epsilon value is going to calculated, that you have calculated epsilon value, applying this in your increment step. So I have already told you, so that the epsilon is for where x increment is equal to epsilon y. This is my x increment, and y increment is what? Minus epsilon x. And that's why I am going to calculate this epsilon value. Now proceed for the next 10. See, x n plus 1, because of this is the incremental algorithm. I have to always increment value, because of when I am going to draw the any circle, so I have to start with the sum point, and then I am going to what? Increase that point. For that increment, I need this x n plus 1, y n plus 1. So what is x n plus 1 is equal to what? X n plus epsilon y n, correct? And yn plus 1 is equal to yn minus epsilon xn. This is my increment value. So same increment value you have already calculated in DDA line. So here you have calculated what? X inc is equal to x1 plus x increment, and x2 is equal to what? X1 plus y increment. Okay. So here I have calculated this yn and xn as an increment. The point plotted using above equation give the spiral instead of the circle, so that you need some little bit modification over here. So what the modification? To get the circle, we have to make one corrections in the equation. What the correction? We have to replace which value? Xn with the xn plus 1, and in the equation of yn plus 1 means what is your xn plus yn plus 1 equation is what? Yn minus xn. So that you have to replace with the xn plus 1. So then equation is going to come xn plus 1 xn plus 1 is equal to xn plus epsilon yn, and yn plus 1 is equal to yn minus epsilon xn plus 1. So this is my incrementing value. So now start with drawing a algorithm. First, I have explained mathematical calculation behind your algorithm. I am going to circulate this PPT. Those are drawing the leg, they have to again read it. Now come for the drawing algorithm. These are the two questions are going to ask. Explain DDA circle drawing algorithm. That time you have to explain that mathematical part and write this algorithm. And suppose the question is going to come what? Write DDA circle drawing algorithm. So that time you have to write this stepwise. Okay. So what is the step? Read the radius of R in the circle and calculate the epsilon value. Okay. And here you have to step 2 means first of all you have to read that radius and then your center point x and y, and then put here start x is equal to 0 and start y is equal to r. Means suppose I am going to draw any circle, see that I am going to explain to you on this new things. Suppose I have to put the new screen over here. Suppose I want to start any circle. Okay, this is my circle. So I have to start somewhere. Okay. So suppose I have to put my starting point over here. Suppose this is my starting point. Here I have put in a red color. Now select any brush. Suppose I am going to select the brush like this, this one, and select the color, okay, with the blue, and then I'm going to put this point. So this is my starting point. Is it visible to all? So this is my starting point. Okay. What is the starting point? So that I have put my starting point. start underscore x is equal to 0, comma, start underscore y is equal to r. So r value already you have read, so that r value you have to put over here in start, and here you have to put the your x. So this is my start x start value. So from this I am going to draw the circle. And how I am going to draw the circle again, so that you have to divide the circle into what? These are the points. Suppose I am going to divide the circle in 4 quadrants. Means this is my first one. Then again you have to divide like this. Then the like this, because of the diagonal division also, and this one. Now what my aim? I have to draw the circle from this positions to this position. Okay. And once I have completed only this quadrant, to drawing a quadrant, suppose I have completed, then what you can do, once I have completed the quadrant, so this much part I have to complete it. Now that part you have to again repeat it. That part again you have to repeat it, this much point. So then your complete circle is going to complete. Means this is starting point and then this is the ending point. Now come for the or this PPT, so then you can understood it. So that you have started, and then I have put the step 3. Who has written this? Just erase. The step 3 is what? X1 is equal to start x and y1 is equal to start y. You have understood everyone? This is my reading the radius r. Okay? Or you may say the read the point, read the center. Suppose I say the center point, and center point is what? Your x and y and the radius. Okay. So these are the first point you have to read, x1 and the radius r. Then put this, okay, start x, start y, okay, in the step 2 and step 3. X1, y1 value you can consider. X1 value is start x and y1 value start y. Now come for the step 4. In the step 4, what you can do here, do while loop you can consider. So what this do while loop, opening curly bracket, x2 is equal to x1 plus epsilon y1. So why this x2? Because of this is the x2 is next value. X1 I have already calculated the first previous value, and x1 is what? Start x. And what is the value of start x is 0. Correct? So what is the x2 value going to come first? X2 is equal to 0 plus epsilon y1. Now y2 is equal to y1 minus epsilon x2. So I already told you. So that is the x2 you have to consider over here. Why? Because of that is going to draw the circle. Now what is y2? Y2 is equal to y1 minus epsilon x2. So y1 value is what? Your start y, and start y value is what? R. So here become y2 is equal to r minus epsilon x2. Now, so that x2 represent xn plus 1 and x1 represent the x1. Now here you have to plot them. Means in the loop you have to use this plot. So the plot I have replaced in the program any function. So that function in a put pixel. So put pixel x2 y2 with the color. Plot having only 2 parameter and put pixel having a 3 parameter, x2 y2 and in color. But here in this circle drawing algorithm, you don't use this plot directly. You have to use here display function. The display function is what? That is the 8-way symmetry function. That I will explain at the time of program. Now see, then again replace the value of x1 is equal to x2, y1 is equal to y2. Because of this value is become again x2, y2 means next value you are going to draw. So reinitialize the current point. Now, everybody understood these steps? Just turn on your mic on and then answer me. Is there any question? Because of I'm going to proceed the next thing.
Sir, step 4 double like the summer.
Okay. See. So the step 4 is for do while loop. The loop having 3 types. First of all, the for loop, okay, then while loop, and then do while loop. So in a for loop, what you can do? For initialization, condition, increment or decrement. Then while loop is going to first start the before starting while loop, the initialization, then the condition in the bracket. And in a do while loop, you have to first write the do and then opening curly bracket, and whenever this going to complete that, then the while loop. Now come for step 4, do opening curly bracket x2 is equal to x1 plus epsilon y1. In DDA line I have written for loop, here I have written do while loop. So here you have to start this x2. X2 is for x next value, and epsilon y1 is what? Increment with x. So x2 is equal to x1 plus epsilon y1, and y2 is equal to y1 minus epsilon x2. Means this is my what? X increment, and this x2 value you can consider over here, that is your y increment. So x2 represent xn plus 1 and x1 represent xn. Correct? Now plot means what? That you are going to put the pixel. So put the pixel is what? x2 y2 means this point you have calculated, that you have to put. Now after putting this point, again reinitialize the value. So what is the next value? That x1 represent with the x2 and y1 represent with the y2. Means next step is what? Again I am going to calculate x3 is equal to x2 plus epsilon y1. Y3 is equal to y2 minus epsilon x2. Means that is the x2 become x3. So this is the next step. Then come x4 y4, then come x5 y5, x6 y6. Likewise you have to proceed and complete it. Now once you have done this step 4, now that is the step 4 is continue. Okay? And here you have to put the condition while, okay, 2 brackets, that is y1 minus start y greater than epsilon, or start x minus x1 less than epsilon. So this is the standard condition you have to put in a while. See, the loop is starting from do, opening curly bracket, then your x2, y2 value, plot value, x1, y1 value, and then here mm, curly bracket completed, and while you have to put the condition over here. So what is the condition? Y1 minus start y. So what is the start y value that you have initialized? R. So y1 minus r greater than epsilon, or start x is what? 0. 0 minus x1. Whatever with the 0 minus x1 less than epsilon. Or this is the or condition. Less than epsilon, that you have to put in the bracket and complete this loop. So I have to put one bracket over here again. Okay. Now, so check if the current point is the starting point or not. Means what is your starting point or not, that you check. If current point is not the starting point, repeat the step 4, otherwise stop. Current point is the starting point or not, that you have to check every time here. Okay. So that is going to draw only the quadrant, and if not, then stop. So this is the algorithm. First of all, I have explained the mathematical explanation of DDA circle, and this is the stepwise. There are two type of questions are going to ask on this. Explain DDA circle algorithm. So that time you have to explain that mathematical part, how we are going to calculate epsilon value, okay, and x increment, y increment. And suppose the question is going to come, you have to draw or write. You have to write the DDA circle algorithm. That time you have to write it stepwise. That is step 1, that read the point xy and radius. Step 2, start x, start y. Start x you have to put 0, start y is equal to r, and then x1, y1 put the start x, and then x1 value, start y become the y1 value. Now then start with the step number 4. Here do while loop, do, that is opening curly bracket, x2 is equal to x1 plus epsilon y1, that is your x increment, and y2 is equal to y1 minus epsilon x2, that is your y increment. That x2 represent the xn plus 1, that in the algorithm, and x1 represent the xn value. Now plot is the plotting value, means put pixel. Here you have to put pixel, x2, y2 with the color if you are writing the program there, but in a algorithm you have to use the plot. Once you have plotted it, reinitialize the value, x1, y1 become x2, y2, means by using a assignment operator. After this, you have to complete this loop with the condition is what? Y1 minus start underscore y, means this is your start y, that you have to subtract from y1, greater than epsilon, or, okay, in or start x minus x1 less than epsilon. Complete this. Check if the current point is the starting point or not. Why I'm checking this? Because of the current point is the starting point or not. If not, then you have to go to the step 4 again, repeated these steps. If not, then you have to stop. So if current point is not the starting point, repeat the step 4. If current point is the starting point, means you have reached to the starting point, then you have to stop here. So this is the algorithm. So is there any question? Dear student, is there any question on this algorithm? Because of
No, sir.
we are going to implement the program on this. We are implement the program on this to draw a circle by using DDA circle drawing algorithm. So just 3 minutes remaining. Just I am going to start. See what is the program. So that program we are going to directly implement on our that is Windows. In a Windows, we are going to implement this program. So come for the program implementation. Okay. So you have to rejoin again. Just only the 2 minutes is remaining. So you have to rejoin again. I'm going to start with the same link. Yes.